Good afternoon and welcome to the 2019 JRDA Championships here in Loveland, Colorado. I'm Tool Time.
And I'm Hippie from the FOCO Spartans. Great to be back, Tool Time.
Absolutely. We got a great game today. We got Los Anarchists versus Jacksonville, the two and three teams playing each other to see who goes to champs.
Yeah, this could be a real good game.
Absolutely. You want to read us off the Los Anarchists?
Definitely. On Los Anarchists, we have 05 Ginger Snapper, 100 Monster, 1024 Lil Devil Rosie, 117 Rainbow Smash, 20 Thrasher, 23 Trixie, 362 Twiggy Marley, 4 Cherry Kiss, 42 Mount Crushmore, 44 Mini Maniac, 492 Maddie Mayhem, 52 Squash Bob Skate Pants, 710 Brazilian Smack, 714 Slammerella, 79 Lil Regulator.
All right, and for the Jacksonville Junior Roller Derby All-Stars, we have 009 Megalass, 101 Ariana Cantrell, 120 Evil Apple, 123 Purple Warrior, number 18 Monkey Mess, number 2 I Gnarly, number 20 Scully, 303 Dizzy Izzy, 350 Sugar Cookies, 37 Elena Young, number 4 Brianna Page, 62 Olivia Glisson, number 8 Annabelle Hines, 817 Boomerang, and number 90 is Hot Wheels. And we've got our first whistle for 5 seconds, and we're ready to get started. Strong walls right off the bat. Slammerella jamming for the Anarchists.
Dizzy Izzy jamming for Duval.
One blocker for the Anarchists going to the penalty box, but a cut track is called on Los Anarchists jammer, making this a power jam for Dizzy Izzy.
What a way to start. We have Duval setting up their offense.
And here comes the sweep.
Easy on the inside.
And boom goes the dynamite. Good individual block by number 79, Lil Regulator.
Dizzy Izzy calls off the jam.
Duval could enjoy a power start. We got an official timeout called. So 4 points on the board pretty early on. Looks like we're just doing a reset for the timer for the game. I got 4 points for the pass.
The referee was holding up 3. I was just kind of nudging them to get on the same. So first blood to Jacksonville. They get 4 points. 4-0 heading into jam number 2.
All right, and that's Olivia Glisson out there for the All-Stars with your lead jam. Enjoying the power start. But never mind, there's a track cut on Olivia Glisson, making this a power jam for Los Anarchists.
We have Slammerella jamming for Los.
Jacksonville with 2 blockers in the penalty box.
And it looks like she got set to the box for a high block.
Bit of a rotating line out of the penalty box for the jammers so far.
Definitely. And Olivia is out.
Initial pass completed. Glisson with the sneaky on the outside, putting 4 points on the board. Jammer standing for the Anarchists. Jumps right into the pack, gets held up.
Ooh.
Illegal procedure called on Los Anarchists jammer. If I remember the rules correctly, they should have engaged from the back rather than jumping right into the pack.
Definitely. I think penalties are definitely going to have a huge impact on the outcome of this game. They always do, but it's off to a really close start.
Official timeout. Yeah, because it's not just penalties because it's an aggressive game, but a lot of it is because with the floor being as slick as it is, especially on pink track here, there's a lot more sliding, and where a simple back block could turn into a major just because you can't gain your...
Right. Can't gain your position on the track. Poisons. Shout out to Poisons. I know a lot of skaters use those, especially on this pink track.
Oh, yeah. Well, the first time we were here in 2017, all the vendors sold out of Poisons right off the bat, and then we ended up getting... Amazon must have made bank off of us from all the wheels that they ordered in. But this year we're seeing a lot of Poisons and
People
Toxics.
People are more prepared this time, I think, definitely.
Yeah, a lot of teams, we've been talking about it over the weekend, have been working on oxygen control, like having the mask on when they
elevation.
skate. Yeah, to get used to the elevation, because you were here, you and Foco were here for 17. Yeah, there were oxygen tanks all over the place.
It's crazy because we don't really think about it, but we do have a huge advantage in some ways. Elevation, you know.
You mountain folk is what it is.
Right?
All right, and we're back. Purple Warrior on the line for Jacksonville, getting your lead jam.
Slamarella just leaving the box, ready to score some points. Pushes them out of play, spins around.
All right, no points on that jam, but Los Anarchists are going to enjoy a power start. Current score 17-0, but only a little over 26 minutes left in this half, and let's see what Los Anarchists will do with the power start.
Looks like they're setting up for some offense on the line.
Oh, big hit off of turn one.
Would you look at that?
Powers through, gets your lead jam.
I believe that's Mount Crushmore jamming for Los.
Looks like it.
Mount Crushmore is crushing it. She definitely gave a sweet hit there to one of the Duval skaters.
Yeah, that was a solid hit. And with the cut track, Mount Crushmore going to the penalty box, making this a power jam for Purple Warrior.
And Purple Warrior is sent to the box for a cut track as well. So this is going to be a real quick penalty.
Yeah, going the whole 2 minutes on this one, no lead. Jacksonville sending a blocker to the penalty box for a forearm.
That is 4 points for Los. Purple Warrior taking off the panty. Potential star pass. Has another 4 points for Los Anarchy. Mount Crushmore through the inside, tiptoes, another 4 points for Los Anarchists. Purple Warrior still working on the pass, getting dragged back by 05 on Los.
And let's see. And with one jam, Los Anarchists takes the lead.
That just says something about Derby. It can change in a matter of seconds.
Can you hear me in your headset?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't hear us at all. Can you hear us out there? Because I can barely hear. I got the phone stop the noise earlier, so it's been up and down.
All right, a little bit of technical difficulty on my part, but there's still plenty of Derby to be had. And that's Elena Young out there for Duval getting your lead jam.
We have Monster jamming for Los. Spins around, makes her initial pass. Elena Young calls off the jam.
Official review being called by Duval. So one jam and already it's a tied game.
Tied game. I knew this would be a close one.
Definitely going to be an exciting one because we played Los Anarchists at least 4 times. We've only won once with Jacksonville.
Right.
And Foco has done a number of tournaments with them.
Oh, it's been a couple. It's been a couple.
Mhm.
Definitely.
And I think it was last year that I saw Los Anarchists for the first time. I think it was Spring Break Swarm. I could be wrong.
Swarm, yeah.
But I absolutely felt it like I fanboy on the team because
Definitely.
I like their energy, I like their style, I
The way
like
they
the spirit
skate,
that they have. Yeah.
they're all super friendly. Both
Oh,
teams,
yeah.
both teams.
Oh yeah.
Much love for both teams. I know a couple players, and you get to know people once you play against them a lot.
And that's one of the things that we've been commenting on all weekend is even though we all like
Right.
are rivals, we all still will like goof around and
Yeah.
joke on the track. Like once the game's done, but pretty much any
Right.
animosity is gone, and any
Exactly.
animosity that was there was just your super serious
it's,
face.
It's just the competition.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. We're all just part of one big Derby community in the end.
Oh yeah. And we want to thank you all for joining this Derby community on WFTDA.tv and on Twitch. And interesting fact, I'll actually be doing another tournament in September for the WFTDA playoffs. I'm
Oh, wow.
graduating to the big kids.
Nice.
Finally. I'll be at Winston-Salem in September 6th and 8th.
That's awesome.
A little scan. The track cut on the camera on the initial pass, but on further review, the no call will scan.
And Los Anarchists gets your lead jam.
With Mini Maniac jamming. And Dizzy Izzy for Duval. Dizzy Izzy still on her initial.
Second appearance on the channel one position.
You can just see how slick this floor looks compared to the yellow track.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of bad incidences
Yeah.
happen on this floor, not only for the skaters, but for the refs as well.
Definitely. Mini Maniac scoring 4 points and calling it off for Los. Yeah, I have yet to play on this track until later, but I've heard stories.
Well, it's a manageable risk. Like with
Definitely.
the 86s and below, there are a couple out here I've seen with 82s
Right.
on. That helps, but we've seen a lot less incidents today, I think, than we did yesterday.
That's good. That's good. Shout out to all the EMTs.
Yes, thank you for
Definitely.
the EMTs. Duval starting this off with 2 blockers down, but now they're back up to 1.
Monster jamming for Los, getting lead jam.
Olivia Glisson for Jacksonville, still trying to make the initial. And Monster living up to that name against that Jacksonville wall.
Monster calls off the jam.
Looks like we had an attempted cover pass, but unsuccessful. Los Anarchists definitely gaining some momentum now.
And it looks like it's a 5-point game at the moment. Could change very fast.
But Los Anarchists has held Jacksonville to 19 for a couple of jams, so. All right, Purple Warrior out there for Jacksonville. And Trick Z out there for the Los Anarchists.
I do believe this is the first time we're seeing Trixie out there for Los. Purple Warrior slides through the inside, becoming lead jammer for Jacksonville Roller Derby.
Oh, big hit off the line from 710. Brazilian smacks.
Another 4
Warrior
points
powers
awarded.
through.
Trick Z is the Anarchist channel. Number 23.
Trixie very close to staying in bounds.
Number 101 for
But does receive a cut track, meaning that Jacksonville will start with a power jam. And a lead change.
Oh, what?
1-point game.
It looks like we got Elena Young on the line for Jacksonville.
Doing a quick offensive move attempt, but the Los wall is not letting it happen. Great blocking by 05. Ooh, but that was a forearm, sending her to the box. And a cut track.
Los Anarchists set that one up perfectly. One of their blockers got sent to the penalty box, so she thought she was safe, but now Los Anarchists is going to enjoy a power jam.
And they run her to the outside. Lead is still available. Some great blocking by Ari. But Trick is the lead jammer.
Yeah, I can't hear anything out of mine. She said she could hear everything okay, but I couldn't hear out of mine.
All right.
Yeah, keep going. All right, just talk for him.
All right.
two teams jockeying back and forth for lead.
Los Anarchists with the lead now.
3 players for Duval, 4 for Los.
Yeah, I can hear now. Just raise the volume.
And it looks like Los is the lead jammer, Lil Devil Rosie. Dizzy Izzy sent to the penalty box for a back block. This means this is a power jam for Los. Great defense by Duval.
Cantrell putting up the strong wall at the head.
Boomerang still on her, but oh, Lil Devil Rosie calls off the jam.
So it feels like every time I see Los Anarchists and Duval playing each other, it ultimately comes down to who can stay at the penalty box longest.
Definitely, definitely. I have to agree on that one.
Like both very physical teams, and the thing is, this isn't a dirty game by
It
any
isn't,
means.
it isn't.
So all these penalties aren't saying that they're like being unsportsmanlike or anything. It's just a super aggressive team.
Oh yeah, there's a lot on the line for this one.
Thanks the winner of this one gets a chance at second.
Monster. Lead jam for Los.
Dizzy Izzy still trying to make something happen in the back.
Dizzy Izzy hit towards the inside. Dragged back while Monster is still trying to find her way through.
It looks like Brianna Page and Annabelle Hines holding the tripod. Hines going to the penalty box.
Monster dragged back. While Dizzy Izzy has passed the penny to Olivia Glisson, and Monster calls off the jam.
Hey, in terms of gold medal ideas, official JRDA apparel providers want to remind you to order your 2019 alumni apparel today. They can have them ready for you to take home, so head on over to your friends.
And yet another lead change. 32-25, 50, just under 15 minutes left in the first half. Looks like Purple Warrior out there for Jacksonville.
And Cherry Kiss for Los Anarchy.
Excellent recycle by Los Anarchists. Hines comes in to assist the jammer with the fancy spin. Warrior with your lead jam.
Cherry Kiss still on her initial, getting dragged back by Duval's defense. And it looks like Purple Warrior sent to the box for a cut track. So that means Los has a power jam.
And
some
a whole
attempted
lot of
offense. Domino effect.
Yes, absolutely.
Number 8, Annabelle, sure to get on her though.
Yeah, and with Megalass holding the outside, that's a difficult duo to get past.
Definitely not a wall I like to go against.
And it looks like Scully is hitting the tripod on that one. Oh, big hit on Scully off of turn 2.
And Purple Warrior getting dragged back by Slammerella.
Hines being sent back to for a multiplayer.
This is definitely a fight as Purple Warrior is sent to the box once again. That means LA is going to start with a power jam with Lil Regs as the jammer.
3 points on the jam for Jacksonville on that one. We'll see what Los Anarchists has to say about it on this one. Jacksonville with just 2 blockers on the track right now. Los Anarchists down 1. But these penalties are definitely adding up and going to start taking effect on everyone.
Woo. And it looks like that was indeed a cut track.
It was a smooth move, though.
Very
you have
smooth,
to admit.
very smooth.
All right, Purple Warrior back out. Anarchist speeding up that pack, yeah. Anarchist jammer standing. Both teams now at full with all players on the field.
Very quick penalty kill.
Anarchist
As
sends a
Purple
blocker to the penalty.
is dragged back.
With a forearm on Los Anarchist jammer, that's going to make this a power jam for Purple Warrior. Something that I'm seeing different on this game as opposed to some of the other ones we've seen this weekend, there is very little individual blocking.
Very little.
Like, it is all a lot of tripods and strong walls. Like, we just did see some individual blocking, but it was one of
right
those
there.
1 then 2. Like, the recycling on
Right.
both teams are amazing.
With the cover passed to 009. I don't think we've seen her jam yet.
Megalas, no, I haven't seen her with the cover on today. But gets a cut track, making this a power jam for Los Anarchists.
So many different power jams happening.
All in one jam,
The penalty
no less.
box is very, very full. Not at the moment, but it has been.
Like, I can only imagine that someone was volunteering. He's like, oh, I'll take the penalty box. It won't be that busy.
Right. No. They
Everyone
know how to
who was
play
here
clean.
last time was just like, ha, 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 ha. Timeout call for Jacksonville. Still a great game, 32-28. Just under 10 minutes left in the half.
4-point difference.
Exactly, and we want to thank you again for joining us on with WFTDA.tv and on Twitch. But definitely, if you're new to this, definitely check us out on Twitter at WFTDA. Same thing with Instagram as well as Facebook. You can check us out there. And we for the hashtags for the postseason will be hashtag WFTDA Cups and the hashtag WFTDA Playoffs and then Champs. So definitely be sure to check them out. And we're back to some derby. Both teams at full strength.
But it is a power jam for Los.
Let me get the Jacksonville fans to say, Duval!
Bobby Narco and Mean Bean on the house, keeping the crowd hyped.
I think that Duval has the most iconic cheer. I feel like I've heard that cheer for my whole 6 years of playing derby.
It is catchy and it's
It is a very
simple.
catchy. They take their name and they make the most out of it. I like it.
Well, the backstory to it was there was a radio station that was how they would say Duval.
Really?
And then Jacksonville Derby started
Right.
using it as their chant.
Yeah.
And at one point, someone tried to, I think, trademark it, but
Right.
it was open domain, which
Nice.
means we don't have to pay royalties on it. Though I
Right.
feel like we should collect royalties on it personally.
Yeah, that's awesome. The more you know, the more
Exactly.
you know.
And speaking of knowing stuff, we have Megalas out there for Jacksonville going up against Monster. Megalas now back in play, but
Megalas with a power jam because Monster is sent for a cut track to the box.
can't even get it out before something else happens.
Yep. Megalas attempting to pass the cover, but instead is still the jammer.
I don't see the cover stash that often. Is that just a changing of strategy, or
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of strategy going on and it changes a lot. But if you don't get lead, the smartest thing to do, in my opinion, is pass the cover. Because then you force the other, if it's a successful pass, of course, you force the other jammer to call it off.
okay?
But it's all dependent on how that pass goes, because sometimes allowing a blocker to jam, it's a
It's a
kinda
toss-up
situation.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cut track on Mega Lass, making this a power jam again for Monster and Los
Monster.
Anarchists.
We still have 7 minutes left in this period, and there has been a lot of action and a lot of penalties.
Yes.
Some blocking by Ari, but Monster slides through the inside.
4-point jam for Los Anarchists, 3 for Jacksonville. And Los Anarchists will enjoy the power start on this one. But Jammer is standing for Jacksonville. Oh, think an official timeout's been called. Yes. So with this being your second time in Colorado, with champs, I stopped myself from going full duh.
I mean, I kind of live here, but no, it's a great place, and I'm glad we're hosting champs again, even though there has been some complaints about the floor, which I can understand. I do love having it in my backyard, 10 minutes away from my house, you know.
That's true. It definitely gives you guys a great advantage. And yes, the floor is an
slick.
issue, but at the same time, like in Philly last year,
Right.
you could hardly hear anything even
Right.
when you were on the track.
Exactly.
Like I think you and I did a house call on
Right.
one of them, and
Yeah.
we were sitting right next to each other, couldn't hear a thing between the two tracks meeting together. So
yeah, that was crazy. I do like how it's set up. We have our 2 separate tracks, and we have the fans. This is something Foco isn't used to. We have a lot of fans. But back to some derby, and we have Lil Devil Rosie as the lead jammer for Los.
Megalass taking the line for Jacksonville, trying to find a hole on the inside.
Megalass is jamming quite a lot this game, which is something I haven't seen before, but she's doing a great job.
Absolutely.
Lil Devil Rosie, another 4 points for Los. And a very slick cover pass to Olivia Glisson. And before Olivia could score any points, Lil Devil Rosie calls off the jam.
So there's the strategy you were just talking about. With a successful cover pass, you can force the jammer to call it off sooner, keeping the penalties to a minimum.
Keeping it very short. No 2-minute jams when it's fast-paced derby like that.
Absolutely. Looks like Elena Young on the line for Jacksonville.
Last 4 games teams have alternated points on board.
And that's Thrasher on the line for Los Anarchists. First time I think I've seen them on the
Some great bridging by Los, as Elena is still pushing through that last blocker, but she is awarded with lead jammer. Thrasher jamming for Los. It's some great blocking by Boomerang.
And Elena Young catches the cut track off of turn 1, making it a power jam for Los Anarchists.
This is our 5th 2-minute jam of the half.
Los setting up the offense, but Duval holding it very strong.
Hines trying to break through the wall of Los Anarchists in the back.
Los doing a very great job. And Duval recycling Thrasher all the way back. Elena Young is out of the box and ready to score some points.
Cantrell holding that inside line against Thrasher. Now, talking about walls we never want to go up against, Ari Cantrell and Boomerang, not on my best day.
Yeah, not my favorites to go against on the track. Very friendly off the track, though.
Very friendly off the track, but on
the track, it's a whole different situation.
Yeah, if they hit me, I would ugly cry. I know it. 4 points on the board for Jacksonville.
Elena Young stepping right through the outside, scoring 4 more points for Jacksonville.
So an 8-point jam for Jacksonville, 3-point difference with just under 4 minutes
And
left
2
in the
points
half.
awarded for Thrasher on that one.
Ah, yes.
Still very close.
With just under 4 minutes left to play in the first period.
And what a game it has been. Like, Los Anarchists has held the lead, but Jacksonville just keeps nipping away at it little by little.
I think the penalties are going to be a very strong determination on both teams.
I agree. And Dizzy Izzy on the line out there for Jacksonville now.
But Monster is their lead jammer for Los.
Excellent job finding a hole on the inside, so Duval's through the initial pass.
And Monster calls it before Dizzy Izzy can score any points. Well, no, she scored 2 points. And
So-
Los scoring 1.
4-point game.
One scoring pass separating these two teams. Green Bean, you could not be more accurate with your information right now.
I could be more accurate.
All right, and we're back. Olivia Glisson out there for Jacksonville. It looks like Thrasher, but I could be
It's
wrong.
Lil Devil Rosie, and she's the lead jammer for Los.
Aha.
With Olivia not too far behind. I do believe Lil Devil is going to try and get some quick points and call off the jam.
Jacksonville feeling that rush.
And she is awarded, they're both 0-0 on that one, very close. But a lot on the line as 4 points is
Yeah,
a lot.
they're working for every point that they get, and each one of them is counting big time here. Elena Young on the line for Jacksonville. It looks like Monster on the line for Los Anarchists. No, that's Brazilian Smacks.
Yeah, Brazilian Smacks. Jamming for Los. Elena pushing them out of play. Very, very close to it. While both jammers are still fighting.
Anarchist sending a blocker to the penalty box. Now a two-person wall holding up Elena Young.
Very good defense on both teams.
Absolutely.
Lead is still available.
And Boomerang coming in. And boom!
Very well hit by Boomerang.
Yeah, we are past the 1 minute mark and still no lead jam.
Very good defense by both teams, considering how each point counts so much.
And we are now just on the jam time because the period clock is over.
Monster attempting some quick O.
Boomerang trying to break up Los Anarchists' wall. Cantrell going to the penalty box.
That means one less player for Brazilian Smacks to skate through. And Elena Young takes off the cover.
A track cut was called just before the whistle,
Wow.
but no lead jam in 2 minutes.
That's a rough one, but great defense for both teams.
Absolutely. His current score is 45-41. Los Anarchists has the lead, but it's been like a battle of inches so far.
Definitely. I'm on the edge of my seat just watching this.
I think the big determining factor is going to be who could stay out of the penalty box longest for the next half.
Right.
But as far as the game speaks for itself.
It really is. Very, very close. Very high intense derby here.
Absolutely, and we'll have more coming up later as Mob City takes on Philly. That's a game I'm looking forward to seeing.
That's going to be a very interesting game as well.
But again, we want to thank you for joining us on WFTDEA.tv as well as Twitch. And I'm Tool Time.
And I'm Hippie.
And we'll be back in a little bit. And welcome back to the 2019 JRDA Championships here in Loveland, Colorado. I'm Tool Time.
And I'm Hippie.
And let's talk about this game. We're analyzing the penalties now, but I collected them earlier, and there are a good number of penalties.
Very. And that's only one half. We have a whole nother half to go. So that's going to be a very determining factor of the outcome of this game, I think.
So while we're talking about what you think, what do you think of this game? Like, what's the team's strengths and where do they need improvement?
In my personal opinion, I think if the jammers can keep it as clean as possible, and if they play strategic and short instead of going for, big moves and big hits, keeping it together and slow, I think whoever does that has the best shot at winning this game.
I agree with you because both teams, as I've said, are super physical, but it's just not a strategy that's working, and it just ends up in the penalty box, it seems.
Lots of fast movements and hard hits, but I don't know if it's worth it getting sent to the box.
Yeah, because unfortunately, I won't be able to do the numbers because I'm not smart enough, but I can't even imagine how many points were just from people in the penalty box.
Oh, yeah. So many power jams, so many switches. It's insane.
Absolutely. But it's still a really close game, 45-41.
Yes.
And the teams are getting ready for their equipment check right now. But still could be anyone's game, and we'll get back to the game now to see what we see.
Yeah, let's get back into it. Doing a quick gear check.
I like this method of the equipment check rather than having to check
it's
each
a lot
individual
faster.
skater. But I mean, my biggest issue was I would keep forgetting to put the strap on at the bottom of my helmet. So.
I've done that before.
But fortunately, that whole thing was rectified when I got a really, really good hit. And I stopped dead where I was. My helmet went about 10 feet behind me.
Oh, no.
So it was one of those just yes, it was an illegal hit, but you also lost your helmet. So we both went to the penalty box.
I used to have a really loose helmet, and it would just fall off. From the whole thing would just fall off. And
just keep sliding further and further back.
Until the strap would come off my chin, and then, no helmet.
It's still attached. It's just I don't have it.
Exactly. All right, we have Elena Young.
Yep, Elena Young going up against Monster.
Monster for Los, who is the lead jammer.
So as far as those penalties, Megalass, Purple Warrior, and Annabelle Hines both have 4. Cantrell with 5 on the line. Everyone else with about 1 or 3 at least. As far as Los Anarchists, Slamorella in trouble with 5 penalties. But relatively safe. 3 penalties, it being the next highest from it. So
Yeah. Penalties. It's crazy.
great contribution.
Exactly. I try to stay out of the box as much as possible, but penalties, they always get you.
Mm-hmm.
Monster's got one throw pass completed, looking for another.
Great walls by both teams.
Looks like we have a forearm call at one of the Anarchist blockers going to the penalty box.
Monster calls off the jam before Duval can get any points.
7-point jam for Los Anarchists on that one, getting a more comfortable lead.
Slowly but surely.
They could be starting their they do climb on the second
Little
half.
climbs. It's all about the strategy.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we have Dizzy Izzy on the line for Jacksonville.
Dizzy Izzy doing a little bit of blocking as the jammer there at the beginning.
And that's Lil Devil Rosie on the line for Los Anarchists.
Some great blocking by Los. And Dizzy Izzy is the lead jammer.
Oh, Boomerang trying to. Little Devil Rosie, not today.
And Dizzy calls the jam before Lil Devil can score any points.
7-point difference now.
Still very close.
Looks like Olivia Glisson on the line for Jacksonville. Jacksonville with just 2 blockers at the start of this jam.
2-3.
Mount Crushmore on the line for Los Anarchists.
Great defense by the 2 Duval blockers.
Yeah, Megalast definitely doing some work. And just powers through and gets that lead jam. Mount Crushmore.
Olivia takes off the star cover as Mount Crushmore makes another pass, scoring 4 points for Los Anarchists.
Listen, trying to get out of the inside line, but Los Anarchists glued to him.
And one of the Los blockers is sent to the box, making it a little easier, but not that much, because the Los wall is definitely holding it strong.
And they're doing some excellent recycling. Their jammer right now with a strong 4-person wall being headed up by Brianna Page.
Duval holding Mount Crushmore down.
And number 20 for Los Anarchists, Thrasher. Solid hit to Glisson. And all skaters just really getting, really
Great
just
hit
checking,
and
hitting.
turn
Yeah.
around by. That was sent to the box, number 90 for Duval, as Mount Crushmore scores another 4 points.
Glisson finds a hole on the outside.
Looks like they're going to do
sneaks
some
through.
quick offense. And she calls the jam off, scoring another 2 points for Los. That was a very strategic move right there.
Absolutely.
And
10-point jam on that one for Anarchists.
Jam.
Yeah. And it looks like Dizzy Izzy on the line for Jacksonville as we take an official timeout. But if you still haven't gotten enough Derby, keep in mind WFTDA does have a number of tournaments coming up. August 9th through 11th, we have North America West Continental Cup. That'll be in Utah. August 23rd to 25th, there's the North Cup East. That'll be taking place in Pennsylvania. September 6th through the 8th, Winston-Salem will be hosting the playoffs. The September 13th and 15th, there will be the international playoffs in Seattle, Washington. The 5th and 6th will be the Continental Cup for Europe. And then November 15th and 17th, the International WFTDA Championships held in Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Nice. That's a whole lot of Derby.
Absolutely, and you can check out all the information for that at WFTDA.com. Get rule books and find out more about this beloved sporting community we call Derby. In the meantime, what's going on the track, Hippie?
We've got Mini Maniac, I believe, jamming for Los, and Purple Warrior for Jacksonville. Still fighting for lead jammer. But Los dragging her back. Purple Warrior sliding right by, getting lead jammer for Duval.
Anarchist jammer trying to get past the four-person wall. And,
Makes it look real easy. Purple Warrior getting 4 points for Duval.
Boomerang going to the back for some defense for her jammer.
And that is a cut track on Mini Maniac, meaning that this is a power jam for Jacksonville. Woo!
And a little bit of a interpretive dance there just off of turn one.
Lots of spinning. And
a lot of
calls off the
tippy
jam.
toe work is
Very.
what I'm seeing.
Gotta be quick on the toes with those toe stops.
8-point jam for Jacksonville on that one. Still anyone's game with 22 minutes left. Elena Young on the line. Gonna enjoy a power start. Jammer for Los Anarchists sitting.
Full force blocking on both teams. And offense set up on the inside, resulting in Elena Young as the lead jammer.
All right, Los Anarchists jammer back in. Mini Maniac goes right into the pack.
Mini Maniac out of her initial, ready to score, but before she scores, Elena calls it off. Smart move, gaining 2 points for Jacksonville.
Olivia Glisson taking the line for Jacksonville on this one. Just 7 points. I don't think there's been a double-digit lead.
No.
Well, there has been a double-digit lead, but there hasn't been much of a double-digit lead.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
We have Olivia for Jacksonville and Trixie, I believe, for Los. No, that is Cherry Kiss. Cherry Kiss getting lead jammer. Olivia is forced back. With Thrasher sent to the box, that is one less skater out there for Olivia to skate through. And Cherry Kiss calls off the jam.
I got aggressive for a little bit. It got a little hushed here for a second. But 2 points on the board for Los Anarchists. Purple Warrior on the line for Duval.
What I've noticed on Los is a lot of their jammers are also blockers. Number 100 Monster is on the line as a blocker, and I think that's really cool that players can play all positions.
That's something I believe I saw Anarchists play yesterday. That's one of the things we were commenting on is that the Anarchists have a really great
Yeah,
rotation
they have it
program.
It's good for players to, be adaptable because the game is crazy.
Because I think in the game they had yesterday, there were a total of 11 jammers
Right.
throughout the entire thing. So that's really smart. I think
Yeah.
not only does it give each skater a little more
Little rest time,
yeah
but
the rest time, but it also builds their agility so that they can move around as freely like a jammer needs to.
And in some cases, when jammers foul out, you have backup. And I think that's a good strategy.
Yeah, because we've seen a couple of times when your key jammer rotation fouls out or gets taken out,
And
it
that's
messes
just a
up the
game
entire
changer.
game. One of the many reasons why I fanboy on Los Anarchists.
Right. And we see it on Jacksonville as well with Olivia. I see her pivot a lot.
Yeah, they do. Jacksonville does the same thing, and that's the other reason that I like Los Anarchists, just because a lot of it feels like their philosophy towards training is similar to Jacksonville's. But in the meantime, Mount Crushmore with your lead jam over Purple Warrior.
Lil Rex drags Purple Warrior back.
Big hit by 1024, Lil Devil Rosie. One of the regular jammers, again, as you just said, who's also a really good blocker.
Definitely. I think that's why this is such a good matchup. Both teams have very similar skills, and they're bringing it out on the track.
Yeah, similar skills and strategies.
Yeah. A lot on the line for this. As Purple Warrior takes off the star cover, and Mount Crushmore calls off the jam.
Three points on the board for Los Anarchists. Still whittling on that lead. 12-point lead right now. Dizzy Izzy on the line for Jacksonville.
I believe that is 05 Ginger Snapper for Los, but I may be wrong.
But you may be right. Ginger Snapper, number 05.
And she receives a penalty. So that means that this is a power jam for Dizzy Izzy.
Anarchists send in blockers to the penalty box. I think Anarchists, yeah. Down one blocker, but Jacksonville down two. Boomerang and Megalass holding up a blocker in the back.
Dizzy Izzy fighting through the two Los blockers in the front.
And big exodus out of the penalty box.
As Ginger Snapper is ready to get through.
Hot Wheels turning around to face her. Big hit, but stays up. Excellent jam. Only 2 points, but still an excellent jam.
Every point counts. It really does.
Elena Young on the line for Jacksonville.
One jam with 3 scoring passes to give us another lead change. We do have an official timeout.
Official timeout being called.
16 minutes at 55 seconds showing on the scoreboard.
And if you were interested in those tournaments, There are only 3,000 tickets available for the 2019 championships in Montreal, November 15th and 17th. So don't miss your chance to get tickets at wftda.com/tickets. And the promo code WFTDA Roby will save you 20% on season pass. So definitely check that out. As I imagine, we'll be seeing a number of junior skaters that have aged out in those playoffs. Monster on the line for Los Anarchists.
Elena Young for Duval.
Elena Young right on Monster's heels.
The pack is very fast. I think they're racing it. This is where all that speed practice and agility comes in hand.
Absolutely. This isn't even a pack anymore. This is just a sprint.
Just a sprint, but Monster gets 0 and Duval gets 2 points on the board.
All right, so on a 2-point run, holding Los Anarchists at 67.
Comes back 67 and 59 on both Comm numbers.
Purple Warrior on the line for Jacksonville. Lil Devil Rosie out there for Los Anarchists.
Purple Warrior getting dragged back. And Lil Devil Rosie is awarded with Lee Jammer.
That's Hines Boomerang and Brianna Page doing the tripod on Little Devil Rosie.
Great blocking by Thrasher and Cherry Kiss on Los.
Yeah, they've been getting some excellent recycles this game. Cantrell back in play for Jacksonville. Thrasher with the excellent recycle on purple.
Little Devil Rosie still fighting through the Duval wall. And she calls off the jam with 3 points for Los and 1 for Jacksonville.
Definitely starting to see some fatigue take place in the skaters that have skated for other leagues on both sides.
Definitely. There is quite a few skaters on both teams that play for the Open Division, DCM and Attack Pack. Primarily. There's a couple Philly players out there as well.
If I remember correctly, Megalass and Boomerang be joining us from Philly. Scully going to the penalty box for direction.
Dizzy Izzy jamming for Duval.
Monster trying to get something happening on the track.
As a Los blocker is sent, it is a 2-wall for them. But Lil Rex holding her. Monster tiptoeing through with a no pass, no penalty on the inside line.
Both jammers in strong tripod walls. And now both teams at full strength on blockers.
And 18, Monkey Mess is with the star cover.
Going to the penalty box for a head block.
But so is Monster for LA. So very quick power jam right here. As Monster is out of the box, ready to score some points. Sneaks through the outside, gaining 4 points.
Just by the skin of their teeth. Wow. $78-60, 18-point difference. That lead just keeps whittling up and up.
Definitely. Official review.
Duval calling it. Oh, that's just Philly Dad being Philly Dad. One of our skating parents who's trying to find a good word. He's very magical. Like, he has energy for days and can keep a crowd going for the entire game.
My mom's voice is always lost by the end of tournaments. Always, always.
I'm telling you, you got to invest in some Ricola.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the cheering squad. They always
keeps you cheering for the whole weekend because you got to pace yourself.
Exactly. Can't lose your voice on the first day.
And while we've got this timeout, we've got a couple of skaters for Los Anarchists aging out this year. You want to read those off?
Of course. We have on Los, we have Mini Maniac aging out and Brazilian Smacks.
And for Jacksonville, we got a couple of skaters aging out. We got Mega Lass aging out this year. I'm Gnarly aging out. So each team losing 2 skaters, but it's sad to see the skaters age out to where they can't play anymore. But at the same time, it's really great when a couple of them are going to college and moving on with life.
Right.
And plus, I can't stress how much it's been helping out the adult league. So
yeah,
WFTDA is going to be a completely different organization in the next, I'm going to say, 5 years, just with all the juniors aging up, and a couple of them with our league alone have already made captains. So
it's crazy. I've only been skating for 6 years, but I feel like I've known some of these players for so much more.
That's derby time because it's a short time, but you share so much together that you bond really quickly. And the community for roller derby is there's something to be said for that as well.
Definitely.
All right, so the officials are going over the results of the official review. We'll let you know as soon as we do.
Purple is looking for a track cut on Yellow Jammer.
So Duval is requesting a track cut on the LA Jammer, but on further review, the no call stands.
No track cut call. The call stands. Jacksonville loses its official review. So let's comment on something else while I'm thinking of it. A couple of the games that we've had here today have gone into triple digits. We're just a little over 10 minutes left in this game, and we haven't broken triple digits.
In my personal opinion, I don't think a high score is measurable of like ability and skill, because both of these teams have so much skill, they're keeping it low. And it's a very defensive game in all retrospect. Jamming, I'm a jammer, has a lot to do with the game of derby, but defense definitely could make or break the game as well.
Absolutely. And for the time being, like there could always be a change up.
Oh yeah.
But Los Anarchists has got the defense on lock. They've been able to hold that lead for a good while now.
Even with their players sent to the box, they have a 3 versus 4 wall right now. And Elena Young jamming for Duval. And 7-10. Brazilian smacks for Los.
Megalas with the excellent recycle on Los Anarchists.
Megalas hitting her towards the inside line. Ginger Snapper, quick little O, but the Duval wall is still holding strong.
Elena Young just pushing that wall up front. Power, and gets through. Elena Young with your lead jam for Jacksonville. It just took over a minute to get that.
Elena ready to score some points. Getting dragged back.
Elena almost calling it off, but changes her mind. And Los Anarchists just killing it on this recycling. And their jammer is still pushing off of turn 3.
Brazilian smacks with the star cover in her hand. Holding that. Getting hit out and recycled to the back. But some quick offense from Duval's Boomerang and Olivia. And Elena calls off the jam.
3 points on the board for Jacksonville on that, and 3 hard-fought points they were.
3 points is 3 points.
Looks like Purple Warrior taking the line for Jacksonville. Number 42, Mount Crushmore out there for Los Anarchists.
And Purple Warrior is lead jammer. As Mount Crushmore is still pushing through Jacksonville. Although they only have 2 blockers, Los is great at recycling their jammers.
Absolutely.
Woo, with a nice little spin, Mount Crushmore is out of the pack.
3 points on the board for Jacksonville on that one. Eight minutes left in the game. 12-point difference.
Very close game.
And we did see Los Anarchists. I think that 19-point jam they had early on in the first half.
Yeah, definitely set them up.
And Dizzy Izzy with your lead jam for Jacksonville.
With Monster not far behind. This looks like a very quick jam indeed.
Oh, wait,
Whoa.
they did call it, but we called a back block was called.
Wow.
So from what it looked like, Dizzy came into the pack hot,
Right.
started calling it, but the outside pack ref was making this hand signal for a back block.
Right.
So we'll see what goes on with that.
Out. Official timeout. With just about 7 minutes left in the game, this could be anyone's game.
Absolutely. I know we keep saying it, but it is such a good back and forth game.
Definitely.
And the lead stayed the same, but there's not much to
Right.
say about it. It's just
Right.
been going back and forth
think-
so much.
That's the thing I love the most about Derby. It could be anyone's game in just a matter of a couple points or a couple jams. You can switch like that.
Mm-hmm. And this game being as intense it is, after this we've got Philly going against Mob City. That
gonna be a
promises to be a
good
really good
matchup.
game. Like I was amazed when Mob City beat Tampa yesterday.
I was a little shocked, but it was a great game. I announced that one.
Well, it was a solid game. It was just Mob City got that lead
Mob
and just wasn't
City
letting it go for anything.
held it very strong on that game. I do believe that is Elena Young jamming against.
You are correct.
Let's see,
It
Little
looks
Devil
like
Rosie.
Monster. Oh no, yes, you're correct. Devil Rosie.
With some quick offense there, Little Devil Rosie is the lead jammer for Los.
Excellent recycle by Hot Wheels. Four points for Los Anarchists on that one. Just under 6 minutes left in this game.
Los with 2 blockers. Jacksonville with 4. Purple Warrior is the lead jammer, as Monster is back out again.
Listen, doing some work. Being assisted out there by Scully and Megalass.
Purple Warrior getting caught by the Los wall as Monster tiptoes the inside and gets through her initial.
3 points on the board for Jacksonville on that one. Both teams hard fighting for every point they get.
Most definitely.
That's Dizzy Izzy out there for Jacksonville.
Quick to take off the star cover. As Olivia is the pivot, but sometimes it is just a distraction to get out of the wall.
4 points on the board for Los Anarchists as they start pulling ahead on the points. Something I'm wondering if they're going to start doing is start having the jammer be the 5th blocker, taking out the other
Right.
one, and just trying to do a time kill at this point.
Yeah. That's definitely a strategy I would get behind if I was Los.
Yeah, because
Just beating the clock, because they have a little lead right now.
and they've done a great job on holding that lead. But at this point, I would just save the skaters and just do a penalty
Right.
kill myself, or not penalty kill, time kill.
Time kill. Definitely.
When you get a chance, make sure you visit all of the vendors that are.
But no matter what, one of these teams is going to be playing tomorrow for the tournament championship.
Oh, yeah.
Looking
That's
forward
gonna
to that
be-
one. Yeah.
That's going to be a good game as well.
Apparel providers, and then want to remind you to order your 2019 alumni apparel.
And again, after this, Philly will be going against Mob City.
Got a jersey made up for me and
Feels like this game has been going on too long because we've just been like
Right?
here, super
All these
tense
official
watching
reviews.
it. Yeah.
Every point matters. They have to fight.
Upset in the Bruin, but if you are rooting for Jacksonville, if you are rooting for the Patriots, you need to make some noise right now.
Elena Young on the line for Jacksonville. Little Devil Rosie for Los Anarchists.
Little Devil Rosie is sent to the box for a back block.
Making this a power jam for Elena Young. Let's see what Jacksonville does with it. But
And
Jacksonville gets a cut track too.
the penalties. This means Little Devil Rosie is out of the box.
Well, that means now
Boomerang.
we're going to go for the whole 2 minutes, so this could work out even more in Los Anarchists' favor and killing time.
Little Devil Rosie still pushing through. Megalass holding her on the outside. Lil Rex playing some offense. As Ginger is sent to the box for a forearm.
Scully for Jacksonville coming back to get to help the jammer.
Little Devil Rosie still pushing through.
Looks like a high block called. Yes, high block called on Little Devil Rosie, making this a power jam for Jacksonville again. But still no initial pass.
With the star cover in her hand, she is not eligible for points. And this is still her initial, right?
I believe so.
Fight for initials as Little Devil Rosie is standing in the box. And the jam is off
And that's a 2-minute jam, no lead.
with 1 minute, 20 seconds left to go of the game.
No points scored either. Down to the last minute. A timeout called by Los Anarchists.
With 1 minute left, this could potentially be the last jam, and the last jam could determine it all.
And Jacksonville will need a 17-point jam just to catch up at this point, but wait. Okay, yes, I did do that math right. I just had to check at a moment. But still an excellent game all around. Like a lot of great back and forth.
Right.
So no matter what, we're still getting a good game tomorrow. And as
Right.
long as we're entertained, that's all that really matters, isn't
That's all
it?
that matters, definitely. I agree. But that does mean that Jacksonville needs to have a 5 pass around the track. That is a lot of passes for a jammer and a lot of points to be made.
And considering we haven't had too many double-digit jams either.
No, it's going to be, they are sending out Purple Warrior versus Monster for this potentially last jam. High intensity on both sides. 4 versus 4.
Anarchist sending a blocker to the penalty box. Purple at the front, going against the pack.
Purple with one more blocker, Lil Rex, to push through. And she is lead jam with defense by Ari and Olivia. Monster is out of her initial. Woo.
Big hit by 7-10, Brazilian Smacks.
And purple is recycled back. The recycling will definitely wear someone out. I feel on that. That is a great strategy by Los. As Monster makes another lap. And she calls off the jam. That is the unofficial score.
And yes, it is 4 points for Los Anarchists on that one.
And would you look at that?
What a game. What a last jam. That was
Crazy.
super intense on both sides.
Both teams fought very well.
And we still got another game after this.
Of course.
But final score, 90 Los Anarchists, 69 Jacksonville. An amazing game, a lot of great
Definitely.
back and forth.
Oh, yeah. The
And
penalties, the power jams, the plays, they had it all.
I think we had at least 9 full 2-minute jams in this whole thing. So there was a lot of that going on. But great game
100%.
all the same. Hippie, a pleasure to be working
Oh, of
with you
course.
again.
It's nice to be here, back again.
Be here back?
Be here back at Chim's.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to sign off and get ready for the next game. I'm
All
Tool
right.
Time,
And I'm Hippie.
and we'll catch you next time.
All right.